Part 2 of the preview of the ebook, The Spiritual Awakening. I promise I will stop saying, Here it is, this is the video, no more of that. I apologize in advance. I'm not very, there we go. I'm not very experienced with video, but I promise I will get better and I will try not to make it irritating. I just wanted to kind of wrap it up because the last part of part 1 was sort of a run-on sentence. So, in the light of creating a ebook about the awakening journey in the modern world, the different phases that I went through, the different practices that I did, the different books that I read, the mental attitude that I had towards that sort of process, I think all of these things could be really useful to literally anyone who is on any kind of spiritual practice. It is not, obviously the specific practices may not work for you if you're a Christian or if you are Muslim or if you are a Jewish practitioner, Christian, I may have said that already, on and on. There are literally hundreds of different religions in this world. Everyone thinks their religion is the tops. All the other ones are false and fake, and there's a major Christian ideology that somehow you're worshiping false idols and you're going to go to hell and all this stuff. Now, I don't know what the actual truth is on that. I bet anything that God does not think like that. If you want to understand how God thinks, don't think how you would think. Think so far above that, so beyond that, not limited by all of your or mine or anyone else's strange, narrow perspectives, negative, judgmental perspectives on the world. God is infinite. God is vast. God is infinitely patient. God is infinitely tolerant. These are the things that the different scriptures teach. If you look hard enough, if you just listen to what you're told, you're not always going to get it. And if you don't do any study, you don't do any homework, how are you ever going to figure this out? So what I want to encourage in the process of not just this ebook, this is just the beginning. I really intend to write many, many, many ebooks. I have 4 businesses. There are many products that I want to create. All of them will be available on the internet, online. I will do Zoom. I will even do in-person meetings once the COVID pandemic situation lifts to an extent where people feel more comfortable meeting with each other. In Minnesota, it's already happening. People are going out. People are getting their vaccinations. I did it again. People are ready to live again. Lockdown was not fun. And I'm sure that no matter where you live in the world or in the United States, whoever is listening to this, I know that wherever you are, it was difficult. It was challenging. I'm sorry for that. I'm sorry that I had to go through that. I did not enjoy it at all. It was very frightening. It was very stressful. The media did not help us be calm. The media did not help us be loving towards one another. The government perhaps tried to be a little more positive. However, I don't think that they did a good job of, I don't even know how to say it, but I feel like, why didn't they encourage us to be nicer to each other? How did this happen? Because where I live, this is a big problem. Everyone's just pissed off at each other all the time. And when you drive, forget it. Road rage is just normal now. Nobody is nice anymore. Nobody cares anymore. However, I believe that we can be good people. I believe that, I don't know if everyone's experiencing this in the area I live, in the suburbs of Minneapolis. It's outside of Minneapolis. It's in the metro area. Specifically right now, I'm in Eden Prairie. I'm going to be moving to Chaska, Minnesota soon, which is a little bit further out west, a little bit farther away from the city of Minneapolis. I don't know if this is just an urban city mentality where people are just shorter with each other, like all the ideas we have about how New Yorkers are. I don't even know if they're even true. I did it again. I wanna spread awakening. I want to spread peace and love. I don't expect it, and I am ready to meet anyone where they are. I don't care. I just want to promote peace. Even though things are hard, even though this may be the new reality, each one of us has a choice, and we can choose to be awakened, we can choose to be loving, we can choose to be of service to humanity, to the world, to be a global citizen, to really be mature and not think that we are some island and nobody else matters, no other business matters, not understanding how things actually work. I think that we can be better than that. So I don't know if anyone feels the same as I do, but I hope by putting this out that the people that want this sort of thing, that want to progress, are going to use it as a tool to become more spiritually awakened. And I'm going to stop using the word enlightenment so much because it is such a massive goal. The purpose of sharing awakenings with people is so that they can have their own awakenings, or even at least pat yourself on the back and recognize that maybe you did have some epiphanies. Maybe you did have some awakenings. Think about it. Write it down. Remember it. Because if you do that, if you put in a little bit of effort, then you're going to get a big payback. It's going to make you feel like you have more. Well, this is possible. No disclaimer on any guarantees. In my life, in my experience, it gives me more purpose. It gives me more happiness. It gives me more satisfaction that even though I'm in a world that I feel that this is a relatively wicked world, that this is not a good world. People are not overall good to each other. Governments are not nice to each other. Countries are not nice to each other. People that come from other countries into America and Americans to people that come to other countries, I don't see a lot of niceness. Now, there is some love, there's some peacefulness. I would just like to see more of it. And I don't think that is a selfish or unreasonable thing to ask. I think we all can be better. And unless we are all perfectly getting along, which maybe will never happen, then we're not done. The work is not done unless everything is smooth. Everyone is treated well. Everyone is treated relatively fairly. Big things to ask for. Again, I don't want to stop asking for that until it happens. If we don't have that kind of mentality, I think another thing you can get on is like, oh, what does it matter, and blah, 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 and you can't control anything. Well, that might be true. Maybe. I don't know for sure. I don't think that that's the right mentality to have. I think that if we hold the mentality of, no, we need to do better. I appreciate what it is already. I appreciate the love that already exists. But can't we do a little bit better? What can we do to be better? How can we do this better? How can we serve? How can we be of service? Okay, so obviously we all still have to make money, but that doesn't mean that it can't be helping people, of service to people. In fact, how can you even make money if you're not doing something for somebody else, if you're not solving a problem, if you're not making something more convenient, or if you're not making something available? On and on and on. Money is not bad, it's just the perception of how some people use it. We get the idea that somehow money itself is evil. I don't believe that to be the case. Anyways, money is a part of the spiritual process. There's no getting like, oh, I don't need money, and that is not going to work. Just drop it. You need to participate in this world if you're going to live in it, or you're just going to end up hurting other people. You're going to end up not enjoying your life, probably. This is just a guess. And at least as far as what the U.S. government is telling you, we absolutely have to go to work because our economy is what makes us who we are. This entire United States is, and I'm sure every country, is totally reliant on that. If everyone stops working, we're screwed. If people don't understand, oh, I don't want to work, or the government will pay me, well, don't get used to it. I bet you anything that that's not going to last. And they're already taking steps to remove people from unemployment. So this is what I'm doing. This is what I'm doing to contribute. Everyone, no job is meaningless. Everything has a purpose. Everything pushes towards a greater goal. So if we can see that, that's wonderful. That leads to awakening because we're participating. we're participating. I